What up, brothers? Welcome back to the epicenter of YouTube. Some people say I'm a fucking egomaniac, but I tell you I'm being honest. And the clipettes know it's true, or else they won't keep coming back. As you can see, I've got another new review for you. And the figure in front of you is the Ancient Predator from the AVP film. Gotta say, I've got him posed up straight out of box on his diorama base. I ain't got none of his attachments on. He's just stood there in his glory. Give you a good look at him, because I think he's beautiful in a fucking ugly kind of way. Yeah, look at that. As you see, standard, got his box behind him. Massive thanks to Anthony Sang or Budget Stark, if you're a friend through Facebook, for sending me these two figures along with my own Diamond 2 Gangsters Kingdom figure. That review will be coming next. Said to me, I can get hold of these exclusives from Hot Toys. I'm keeping a Python myself, but the other set I can get hold of, the Ancient Predator and the other Python, I can send them you. Do you want to have a look at them? Kind of try before you buy? I'm like, of course I want to look at them, my friend. That'd do my channel the world of good. I was like, but what if I don't want to keep them myself? He says, if you don't want to keep them, you can either sell them in UK or send them back. Now, I've got no thought at all of sending these bitches back, because to get these two back to Hong Kong would cost me about fucking 80 quid, and that is not happening. So, I had to decide firstly if I wanted to keep them, and if not, who I'd sell them to. The Iron Man's had about 30 or 40 bidders. This one's probably had about 10 people asking about it. And I will say, when Anthony agreed to send me these figures, he also sent me a price that he would need for each figure. The price was same if I were keeping it myself, or as if any of you subscribers decide to pick it up. But I will say on this one, he actually contacted me the day I received them yesterday and actually said, the Predator one, you can put that down by £20. So there is a £20 reduction on the original price of this, and it were already less than the Iron Man. So listen out or get in touch if you are interested in picking this figure up. I will say the Python review went on before this, the Iron Man Mark 20. Have a look at that if you haven't already. Well, let's crack on with this review. Right, source material, and I've got to apologise here. I would normally do my own work when I'm about to review a figure, but I've got AVP on DVD. I'll give you a few more fucking abbreviations in a minute. Yeah, I've got it on DVD, not on Blu-ray, and I tried to have a flick through to have a look at the scene that the Ancient Predator appears in. I've got to say, I got fed up of looking, because he's in such a small period of the film, I just couldn't find it. So I can't really match whether the figure matches the source material. But what I am going to do is try and do this review as sort of some kind of a relative of the Scar Predator, the Celtic Predator, and obviously the old style Chopper Predator. So his armour would be very similar to that. I think they've used the same head sculpt as that, but I don't see as that matters, because I don't think it even appears in the film. I think in the film, if I remember rightly, he's pretty much just stood on the Predator style pyramids in a pose, something like that, just holding the alien head on a spear, and he's just stood like that. You see him for about a millisecond and then he's gone. I could be wrong. Any of you AVP massive fans might be able to leave a comment and say, no, he doesn't, he appears in this scene, or it's at this time on the Blu-ray, whatever, or on the DVD. But like I say, it's been a little bit lazy of me, but I haven't done my own work on this. So what I will do for the source material, basically tell you what I think of the film. I do enjoy it, although I think the Predator scenes are quite short, and the fact that Celtic and Chopper are killed off pretty quickly, they don't really do a great deal. Scar is sort of the hero of the film, I would say, and like I said, this guy, the Ancient, we hardly see him. I do like the idea of the film, the sort of underground alien chamber where they're finding him. Yeah, I do like it, where they're breeding the aliens so they can hunt them, so to speak. It's a while since I've seen it. But yeah, I do like it. It's a lot better than AVP Requiem, which I think is a little bit dark, but it's probably not as good as the original Predator movie. So yeah, that would be my thoughts on it. To give it a score, probably go straight down middle. It's not shit and it's not amazing, so I'd give it a 3 out of 5. moving on to the packaging. First things first, you see it is one of the Hot Toys exclusives. They release normally 3 a year when Comic-Con's coming up, and the Asian version of the Comic-Con, and release 3 so-called exclusives. They're pretty much just variants of stuff that they've done before, or companion pieces. I think they played it clever this year, going with an Iron Man, a Predator, and a Joker figure. It's easy money, I suppose. But the guys who want them, I can understand it. Me personally, I didn't rave about any of them, but now I've seen 2 of them, I think they are really nice figures. The Bank Robber Joker, I'm hoping to see that, although I wouldn't be buying it, so I'll just say that. But, like I say, I don't know if that symbolises it's going to be a short run, or if it's going to be available. I think it's on pre-order from Sideshow, or other than that, it's pretty much pick it up off of eBay, or from an Hong Kong seller that you'd know. So that's why you get that sticker on it. But onto the box artwork, I really like it. I like the fact that it's got sort of the glossed alien, and then here versus, and here the Predator. You see the wording, and then obviously you get a shot of the biomask, and then a shot of the figure holding the spear with the alien head. I do like the artwork. I like the red effect behind with the skulls. I think it's really nice. I think it's more outstanding than the Iron Man box. It's a lot bigger, a lot deeper, and yeah, a lot more eye-catching in general. It is basically just a slipcover. There's no artwork on the back, only just a sort of an infrared shot of the base. Nothing really on the sides to see, so I'm not even going to move it. I'm just going to tell you that because it's slightly better than average, I'm going to give the packaging a 4 out of 5. Right, moving on to the likeness, or facial likeness. I'll just show you the pose first. As you can see, it's got the severed alien head on the extendable spear. I will say, it's been a proper bastard to get it to pose like that, simply because the weight of the head on the spear keeps rotating his hand round, keeps pulling weights. You've got to get it perfectly balanced. So yeah, bit of a bitch. Also, to try and get this dynamic stand to hold it in place, you've got to put some right kinks in cable, and they're not holding like I want them to, so I'm not happy about that. But anyway, that's the pose. Just showing his trophy, the head on a stick. But let's get into his face sculpt. As you can see, I've got the open mandibles on, and I will say they look really nice. They're a little bit more widespread than my classic Predator, and the cracks where they fit on are a lot less obvious. I think they've done a really good job. I think if you got in really close, you would see them. Well, you can't really. They've done a really good job. So like I say, and then when you change the mask, obviously you pull off the mandibles, pull off the chin section, and you'd swap them out. But for the sake of the likeness, I'm not even going to go to the mask yet. I'm just going to show you the good looking head sculpt. Now I said earlier, I think it is the same sculpt as the Scar and the new Celtic. I think that is the case. I could be wrong, but if I am, it's only a minor change. I think the eyes are the same. I'm not sure. What's throwing me off is I think there might be some variance in the paintwork, particularly on top of the head, but that might just be an individual variant. I'm not completely sure. We are seeing the others in hand as well. It's hard to compare just from other people's videos or other people's pictures, but I'll just say if it's not the exact same sculpt, it's not far off, so it could just be a reuse. It's not really a bad thing because it is a nice looking head, a lot more aggressive looking than the classic Predator. But one notable thing that is for definite, the dreads, they're a lot longer and a lot thicker than the classic Pred, which is good because I think all the AVP Predators do have longer, thicker dreads, so they've definitely got that right. So, do really like it. I do like the wet look about it. I do like the T formation, although they're still not quite as good as the translucent ones that they used on the original Predator. These are just painted sort of tusks, where I did prefer the real tooth look about the original Predator. They've never really recaptured that for me. with these new style Predators, but that's just a minor nitpick. So what I'm going to do is I'll blend out from that to that, as if like magic. Closed mandibles, again, really well done, and the gaps between the mandible and the face are hardly even noticeable, and I think it does look good however you display the face. Really ugly, very, very Predator. I don't think there's a lot more you can ask for, and like I say, in the film we never saw his head sculpt, so it could be accurate, it might not be, it's hard. That's really the thing, you can't really talk about the accuracy because you never saw it, but it looks like a Predator to me. Another thing worth mentioning is sort of his sideburns, they are rubber as well. Sometimes it's just painted on, but he's got a bit of Elvis going on with his rubberized sideburns, so that's beautiful and all. So how do I score it? It does look good, but I don't know if it looks like the original because I don't remember seeing the original. So I'm going to give the likeness a straight down the middle 3 out of 5. Right, brothers, onto outfit, and again I might do outfit and articulation together because one basically hinders the other, which I expected, and I don't think there's any way around it. I've said before, functionality against the look of it. It's got to look accurate yet still be able to do something. Does this figure do enough for how it looks, so to speak? And I'm going to go all USA on you. Look, here my hands. So I'm going to be able to move it around, and I think for this section I'm going to call myself Optopotamus Primabotamus. So because I know them Transformer names, they'll do well for you. So that's what I am. And I'm like, hey, this is Optopotamus Primabotamus, and this is the most awesome figure you will ever see. You can get it from alterego.com and whoa, fucking snap, aren't it? You're from fucking Sheffield, idiot. Right. Just get it posed up right nice. Let's show you it posed first. Look at that. Just find out that fitting on top of this dynamic stand will fit in bottom of my camera, which is beautiful. Never known, never known. I've got it stood up front shelf and it's looking at back shelf, beautiful. People say I'm dizzy clip, I can't see fuck all, you're moving around too much. Not no more, my friend, not no more. So, outfit wise, let's start at top and work his way down. As you can see, he does have 2 masks. Let's bring him a little bit closer for this, shall we? This is the mask I prefer. Sort of got the tubing down here. Both have working lights, although I won't be plugging them in simply because I won't be keeping the figure. I basically told you something that I was going to tell you at end, but might as well make that clear. See, nice looking helmet, really nice, like visor section, really good. So yeah, that would be the first mask. Just move that back slightly. Show you this is the second one. Again, let's see if you see the visor section, really good. This is your second bio mask. Again, you could display either because they both do look really good. Obviously you remove the mandibles like we have done in the recent Predators and just slot it onto his face. Like I said, I do like both bio masks, but I would prefer the one that I've got on him here. So yeah, really nice. The head articulation is a little bit limited simply because the length of the dreads, because when you turn it too far you sort of get the dreads doing something pretty awkward looking, but it's basically just on a ball peg and it doesn't really move a great deal, so don't expect too much. Next thing you will see on his shoulder is his cannon, which just basically presses into the side of his med pack. The articulation there where it attaches, look, you see, and then just above that, up and down, and then it will move down, move up, rotate, and there is even movement on that as well. Really nice. Looking around the back, goes to his med pack, which is not removable. I'm telling you fucking lies, it is. But when it comes off, it brings off that as well. I didn't realise that. I hope I ain't just broke it. No, I ain't, because there's a button there what you're pushing to. Yeah, so that does come off. Surprise, surprise. Even Uncle Clipper don't know everything. What do you know? You will see on his back here, there's a little holder for the spear, although because of where the holder is and where the spear would be, the alien head would be somewhere here straight behind him. So I tried it and it didn't look too good, so I took it straight back off. Turn him back round. He does have shoulder armour, which moves quite freely, so it doesn't really hinder the shoulders. Let's move him back up here now. But the shoulders don't really do a lot. Really, really stiff, and be careful with the netting when you move it. So his shoulders will probably go to there, down. Listen, really stiff. I'm going to be careful because I don't want to split the netting. Yeah. The elbows will go to about 90 degrees, so talking there, which is not a lot. I prefer a more statuesque on a Predator anyway. There is rotation through the waist. Got an armoured section here, as you can see, which looks nice. I can't tell you how accurate it is because I don't know. Here, these bone trophies were a little bit of a bastard to get on because you've got to pull head off, put them over the peg, but what happens is you push the head back on and it doesn't fall natural all the way around his neck. It's sort of, you can see it's just dangling from a peg underneath his head, so I didn't really like that. This little trophy hanging off this belt across here, and then it goes round to the back armour. Moving up, and he gets a full sort of waist and thigh section, as you can see. Now it does move quite freely, but obviously when you move the legs, it pushes the thigh armour and it makes them look a little bit awkward sometimes. Not a major deal, but I just thought it was worth pointing out to you. I will say, hanging off the belt, again, some more trophies here, and then his closed up shuriken, and then another trophy here, which is a nice touch. Just move around the back. It's got an arse shield, just in case one of other predators is trying to get a bit rambunctious with him, trying to get all involved in his anus. He can protect himself with this. That's exactly what he wears it for. It's not armour, it's just a no entry. It's like a no entry shield. That's what it is. And you can see moving down, let's just get some forward tilt action. You can see he's got the shin guards that go up to his knee, which do hinder the articulation slightly, because his articulation will only go to somewhere there. And then limited articulation at the ankle. But all the armour does look really well done. It's not metal, although it does look very metallic, and I do like it. Very statuesque, but very imposing. One of my favourite things here, it's sort of got a knife sheath that you push into the side, and this comes out, and this is a right touch, because that is real metal, and it's very weighty. Nice handle on it. So yep, and that fits in. Beautiful. So yeah, nice looking piece, although limited articulation. Just show you the gauntlets because I didn't really mention them. Just move that back up. These just fit into two holes underneath here, and then his other varying length metal blades would just slide into there, but I didn't like those in while I got these on. Same on the other side, and also he has got his detonator set up on that wrist. So very nice, methinks. So just getting back in shot for you. So pretty much to sum up articulation and the outfit, I put them together because, like the Iron Man, one end is the other, but it's sort of a trade-off. If you can find that awesome pose, which I will say, because it is part of articulation, it is hard, because every pose you put him in, it does look good, but it never looks very natural. I can't get his body lines how I would exactly like him, because you're pushing one thing and then armour's sort of blocking that, and then you try to do a little turn on his arm or whatever, or try and get a bit of a slump in his body, but because there's no ab crunch section, it's hard to do. So yeah, you pretty much I don't know, if you can get it posed and you like it, I think you're pretty much going to leave it in that pose. Most people will throw most of his accessories on him, it'll be total overkill and he'll look overcrowded. If you can find a pose that you like, I think you will find it and then you'll stick with it, because like I say, there ain't going to be a lot of good poses out of this figure. But like I say, if you're just into the aesthetic of a Predator, I think you'll be very satisfied with it. So on the outfit, because I really like it and because they did give you the second biomask, which I know you got a battle damage one with the classic. I'm just trying to think if any had 2 biomasks before, or 2 different biomasks, I'm not sure. But I think it were a right touch that they did gear a second one, because you can pick the one you like and stick with it, or mix and match, so on and so forth. So because of that, I'm going to give the outfit a 4 out of 5. But the outfit's good, the articulation really suffers. A lot more actually than I thought. I thought it would be bad, but it's worse than I thought. So on the articulation, I'm only giving it a 2 out of 5. And one thing I did neglect to mention, which I think I really should, because I don't want the people who either buy the figure from other sources or this one from me, there is a ratchet joint in the hips for the movement on the legs. So if you hear this, don't shart yourself, because I think it is meant to do it, because it does it on both legs. Listen. Yeah, first time I did it, I think a little bit of poo fell out. But like I say, I think it is supposed to. Well, in fact, I'm definitely it is, because you can feel the ratchet inside. So yeah, just a little side note, there is a ratchet hip. Right, moving on to extras, and there is plenty, so let's get fired straight in. Show you the figure first, show you what he's got on him. Got one of the biomasks on. Like I said, that one's not my favourite, that one's probably my favourite, but they are both nice. Got the large shoulder cannon with plenty of articulation on it. It's the bone trophies you have to put on. They're the fully extended metal blades, which do look nice and very, very sharp, so be careful putting them in. You've got the medium length and the shorter length, which he comes wearing. Got the open mandibles, the chin section, the closed mandibles. It's really awesome looking dagger with a sheath that fits on the side of the shin guard. Really do like that. Right, really nice touch. You've got the right hand for holding stuff, set of fists, spread hands, one there, and then a left hand for holding the dagger. The underarm blades, which said they do just connect with them 2 nipples there and there. The extended shuriken, all those are plastic, but they do look like real metal. So both masks do light up if you connect them in. The battery cover is underneath the med pack, so you need to take the med pack off, pull out the little plastic clip, and your helmets should light up. One of the biggest accessories is the alien head. Weighs a ton, to the point where it hardly holds it. I think the paint is a little bit washy on it, although it gives off a good effect, I suppose. It does like have a green coloured skull. You can see the blood run through the mouth. Inside, it's where it's all neck cut off, and then the spear shoved up through the head. The bottom end of the spear does extend, but the top doesn't. You can see the top where it's smashed through his skull. So a nice touch, but like I say, if you wanted to pose it with that, it would look nice, but you've got to be careful, because the head sort of tries to make the spear, so he's holding it and it's trying to like flop down like that all the time, but it is a nice touch. Another couple of extras that I didn't use, the hoses that go to the biomask round to the med pack, I didn't bother putting them in, and the spare wrist pegs, I didn't need them. And then the base, which looks really good, but I've got a minor nitpick with it. I do like the alien skull here. You can see all the brain and everything, it's all smashed open. Then the human skulls, really well painted, really well sculpted. So what is my nitpick with it? We've seen this before on the 1/4 scale Batman stand. You can't stand him in a straight upright pose because one foot will go, his left foot will plant properly, but his right foot's always got to be stood on top of something else. And because of the limited articulation, it's really hard to get him to have a natural leg bend. So what happens is the crutch grab stand pretty much always gets pulled off to the left-hand side. I don't think there's any way around it. But like I say, it is a nice stand in its own right. And like I say, if you could get a post to complement the stand, then well done to you. But if you can't, the stand ends up being a little bit of a pain in the arse. So just bear that in mind. But I can't mark it down too much because it's got just about everything you would expect a Predator to have. It's got multiple options for the head with the mandibles or the one or the other head sculpt. A good array of weapons. So the spear with the alien head and the diorama base. So it is pretty much fully loaded, and I am going to give it a 5 out of 5. Also, before I fade out, do have a read through your instruction manuals because you'd hate to have any breakages. So I do recommend checking out your instructions. Right, we'll roll on to value. I'll tell you how you can get hold of this figure, and also I'll sum it up while it's in this position. I do like that pose. I've got his legs as spread as you could probably go. See, I've got his awesome looking dagger and the shuriken in his hand, looking fresh to death. Right, how can you get this figure? I am not going to keep it, like I've alluded to in the review. I will say this one was more tempting for me to keep than the Iron Man figure. The Iron Man I pretty much knew straight away I didn't want to keep it because although it is eye-catching with the colour code, I still prefer the Mark 42. This one, I think if I could find a good pose, it would be a nice statuesque figure, and the price is pretty tempting, to be honest. But I've decided the classic is the one for me, and that's what I'm going to stick with, so I'm not going to keep the figure. Anybody who's interested, and I know there's about 10 or 12 of you that's asked about it, if you ask me now for the price, you can get that price from me. And because people aren't going mental for this like the Iron Man, I'm not going to draw this one out. The first one to say to me, how much is it? And I gave him the price. It is the price that Anthony wants for it, plus the shipping from me in the UK only. And they will pick up this Predator. I think it's an awesome set. Like I said on the extras, you are getting a lot of stuff for your money. If you've got the Scar and the Celtic, I think it would make a really nice companion piece. Or if you're just an outright Predator fan, I would think you will have probably ordered it or be looking to get it anyway. So the value, because you do get a lot with it, although because it's an exclusive, it's a little bit overpriced for me, but you do get a lot for your money, a lot more than the Iron Man for your money. So that sort of brings it in line. I don't think the price will go up massively depending on the run size. So I'm going to give it, mainly down to the fact you got a lot with it, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Which gives the total a 25 and a possible 35, which is a really respectable score when you think of what I took off it for the articulation and the fact that there isn't really a source material for it. I think that's a really respectable score. So, massive thanks again to Anthony for trusting me with these figures, even before I paid for them. Massive shout out to you guys for wanting to see me reviews and buying from me with confidence, or buying from Anthony via me with confidence. You know I'm trusted. I wouldn't sell you anything that weren't as listed. Not much more I can say. So I guess it just leaves me to say thanks for watching, brothers. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff that helps me get AdSense money. But I'll share it with you. You keep looking at my adverts and I'll share that AdSense money with you. Will I fuck? But for now, it's Uncle Rick Meister, and I'm out of here. Right, finishing off with the value and how you can buy this figure. I'll probably just sum it up as well here. Right, value-wise, like I said, Anthony sent me... Shuriken's just decided to fall at me. Right, finally onto value and the sum up. Whoa, you fucker.